Welcome back to another edition of We Don't Know What We're Talking About.
Oh my God. No, we're talking about what it means to be a lease operator.
Now, what type of lease operator are we discussing in this?
You would think we would have discussed that before we turned the camera on.
No,
but
we're clarifying
We're
with them.
talking about not someone who goes to a truck manufacturer or a truck dealership and signs their name on the piece of paper. We're talking about someone who goes to
A company-sponsored
Prime
lease.
and leases a truck through Prime, or Swift and leases a truck through Swift, or there's something now that you can go to multiple companies.
Some people would term these, not I, some people would term these as glorified company drivers, okay? Because they have the burden, a lot of the burdens of owner operating, but they're a lease driver. The title's not in their name. They can't move the truck to a different company. Okay, tell us.
So, a lease operator is paid on a 1099. So that means your income taxes, your social security taxes, none of that stuff is taken out. So you have to pay your own taxes at the end of the year or quarterly or however you choose to do it.
A 1099 contractor is in charge of where they fuel. That's part of you make the decisions. You can refuse loads. You don't have forced dispatch if you're a contractor. If you don't meet those requirements, they're in violation of contractor code.
So you decide when you want your time off. You may still have to kind of get it approved or put it in, but it's not so much of a, oh no, you can't have off. You just more or less let them know when you're taking off. And the responsibilities of the truck payments and everything else is all up to you. You have to deal with that. And instead of the company truck, it's sort of your truck, except your name isn't on the title. So like I said, I use Prime as an example. You might be leasing it from Prime, but Prime's name's still on the title. Your name's not on the title.
Correct.
Most of the trucking company leases you can walk away from. And they might say that you damaged the seatbelt and try and bill you for a new seatbelt or something, but there's generally no actual consequences of it. You can just turn around and walk away.
Some do charge a restocking fee, some charge a down payment in the beginning, different things like that.
But it's not the same as being an owner operator, because
if you
have to pay for it. You don't have a choice. It's like your house loan.
Right. You can't just walk away from a house loan. You can, but you're going to get sued.
That's not walking away without repercussions.
No, it's not.
So you can't just walk away without repercussions.
That's true.
Some of them you can move to an approved company. There's some, what's the name of the one leasing program several people have done? I don't remember the name of it.
I don't either, but I know.
But it's like, it'll cost you $2,000, but you can move your truck from Prime to Swift, let's say.
Correct. And you're still, the truck is still in their name and everything. And I would assume that they're going to take their finances, your payments and everything. You're not going to send them their payment. Their payment's still going to come out of your settlements.
Yes, and that's another point on here. Your check, prior to you receiving your check, all of your bills are taken out. So your truck payment is made before you ever get your check. They take their money first on that lease program.
Now, we're not advocating for anyone to go lease trucks. That's a whole separate video with a lot of different directions it can go in. Because I do believe there are some good leases, but I do believe the majority of them are terrible.
And generally, if you're under a lease, your lease company or your trucking company or whoever's in charge of that keeps a mandatory maintenance account out of your check before you ever get it. So it might be 8 cents a mile. They take out of your check and put it into a maintenance account.
It might be 25 cents a mile, right?
It might be
many
25
different
cents
things.
a mile.
And,
it's whatever you agreed to.
And there's many different companies that do things differently with these issues, right? I mean, you may have to do all repairs at a company shop, or at only company approved places, or it might say company approved places, and then they only approve their shop.
A lease operator is still very much so under the thumb of whoever's name is on the title of that truck.
Correct.
I think that's probably the easiest way to put it.
Nowadays, it seems more so than it used to. If this has been helpful, comment below.